Okay. Okay. I can start, yeah? Okay. Hello to everybody. My name is Dragoljub Avramović, as you know, maybe you don't. I'm now coaching and at Mega Bemax club from Serbia. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about player development until 12 to the age of 18 or 19 before they go to the senior team. First of all, I think that our job is not just a job to come to the gym and then work to practice and go home. Our job is more than that, because we must know the players who we training. We must sometimes know their families, know some of them. They have some friends, we must know some friends, and we must know what they want, what they really want, and we must find a way to upgrade them to be a basketball player and healthy, and to be a good people. First of all, I must tell that we have a basketball school and we have a basketball clubs. I'm talking now from my experience from Serbia and from my experience from other coaches who told me something about that and what I see and what I saw. Basketball schools are good for them because they can learn the fundamental stuff, they can play the game, they can love the game. But after basketball schools, second step is a basketball club, where we are doing some basketball selection of them. So with the youngest, from 11, 12, 13 years old, maybe 12, it's most beautiful to play with them and to learn them how to play basketball, because coaches on that level who are working with young kids in our country, they're usually young guys. But in my opinion, for that kids, maybe it's better to be someone little older who have some more experience, and the younger coaches to learn something from the older coaches. I talked with Alin guy before we start talking, and he told me about his coaching job, and I think it's a really good thing that young coaches have some older coach by himself, that he can learn how to be a coach, because we are all learning every day. Every day we learn something new from some coach, from some friend, from the TV, and especially we learn from our players. With the youngest guy, I think it's definitely because they are kids and they come to the gym with happy and pleasure and love. They love to play basketball. And sometimes, of course, I think it's your country also, parents make the first move and tell us, who are coaches, okay, I just want my son to take to the gym and play some basketball because he wanted to, because his friends also are playing basketball in that basketball school or basketball club, and I want him he's full of energy, and at home he is doing all some mess in the house. I want him to that energy use on the basketball. After that, of course, there is a story a couple of years later, but on that story with the parents, we talk maybe later if you want. But after that, especially parents on the first when communicate with us, he told us, okay, coach, I don't know nothing about basketball, and I don't want to comment nothing on your job with our kids. Of course, after that, after a couple of years, every coach sometimes have some problems with the parents, but we can talk after that. That is one of our problem in the start. But we talk about that later. I think that's important for that kids to we as a coaches who work with them. I think it is important for us and for them to think. Not to think, but we must give them some love through the basketball, and they must, when come to the gym, they must come with the pleasure and must go after the practice, go home with the pleasure, satisfied, and of course they wants to come here again in the gym tomorrow. That is very important from the kid. We must animate, do some animation, do some games on the gym, and because we must do that job for them to much have more love through the basketball. Because we have a problem in a basketball, especially in I think in Serbia is that, and but maybe in your country also, because lots of kids who I think it's talented for basketball, they start practice some other sports like volleyball, handball, football, I don't know, whatever, because in that sport they start with competition at the age of 7, I think, 7 or 8, maybe 6. We have mini football here, mini volleyball, mini handball, and also like this. And the kids start to playing that sport because in the basketball, I don't know how from kids from 8 years or 9 years, they can't have any competition. Okay, we have now and that competition, mini basketball and also, but the ball is bigger than. Okay, sorry. Now it's okay? It's okay. I don't want you to look at me, but maybe I drink some coffee and make some cigars, okay? Okay, sorry. What I'm start telling now, yeah. And now in Serbia, we start basketball competition earlier because we want to get more kids to the basketball schools and basketball clubs to take them before they go to the handball, volleyball, football, and other sports. In that age, we also use some models how we prepare them for the other step. Of course, after that, we call the pioneer age or 12 to 14. They're in pioneer age. And on the practice, there's a lots of technical and individual education, fundamental stuff, lots of passings, lots of shoots, layups. They learn how to run. They learn how to be somewhere in some place on the court. Most of them, it's fundamental stuff. But we have a problem because on the higher level, on older player and even on senior level, when you tell some kids to do 50 shots from one position, after 5 minutes, he can look at you and said, "Oh, coach, this is boring. Coach, this is boring." You can give him some crossover to do 50 times. I think after 50 times, after 10 times, you look at him and he don't say, but that look is, "Coach, this is boring. So we must do a lot of animation, and through that skills or drills, do some competition, because competition, it's very important when they are little older, because in 12 when they are 12, 13, we must little bit to see who wants to be a competition and who doesn't. That is also one the part of some selection. On the games, when they play games in Serbia and the country, I think also, I don't know for you guys, Alin, did you play pick and roll from 12 to 14? No. Also at us, but in some country, I saw some European championship under 16 a couple of years in the past. The countries who can play pick and roll at 12 to 14, they are better than us countries who are not playing pick and roll. But we are better passer, we are do better spacing, we are do better things without the ball than them. So maybe it's a good, maybe it's not, but I think it's a good for them to they don't play pick and roll at that age. After all, we must know that how they are growing. We must affect on them, and that pick and roll play and 3-3 and 4-on-4. After that 15-14 years, they play all the time, every day. I in my sometimes with a couple of selection that I work with them, I told them about, I think maybe some of you know better, but we have some players who called Dražen Petrović. He's a Croatian guy, and he passed away 1993 in car accident. He was, I think, the best white basketball player ever, best. But his work ethics was, he can practice all day by himself, alone, every day. Today, we have problems with the kids because we are now have that internet generation, Instagram generation, TikTok generation, and all that stuff. So we can't practice them now how is during 90s people are practicing, and in 2000 also, when just started the mobile phones and the internet connection, all the stuff. So today we must do lots of animation to that kids, and we must give him lots of love and lots of energy to get some impact to their development, they play, and they just, I don't know, maybe after I think everybody of you, I think that you have the same problems. You have some kids are come to the practice, you are good with him, he can play, he can run, he works good, but after 7 practice, his parents called and said, hey, he don't want to play basketball anymore because that's too tough for him, or because, I don't know, he don't like his friend in the team. They didn't give him the ball yesterday. So we must watch every aspect and everything is on the court. And what is important in that age, when we have that first selection, it's lots of individual techniques, lots of fundamental stuff, and only that. And of course, like I said before, we must, every training, every practice, we must have some competition drills because kids are love to have some competition, and that is one of the animation who must have all the time. And of course, we must always, of course, not always, but we must have a smile on our face, because that smile have impact on their attitude. We must have attitude, positive attitude. Of course, when he doing something bad, we can yell, we can whatever, but we must talk after that with them and tell him something to for him to feel good in that space. After that, when we crossing that first selection, in from my experience, like I said, I think it's better for that kids is to have one coach who is older and one coach who is a little bit younger to learn the job. And I think when you communicate with the coaches who is coaching guys under 14 or under 12, guys who have lots of experience, they can tell you a little bit more about that kids when some young coach can tell you. I'm now 41. I'm maybe old, maybe not, but from my experience now, when I was 28, 25, I don't know, when I look at them under practice, and in the past, when I look at them in the practice, I don't look at them with the same eyes. My opinion is now different, and maybe we can see who's a little bit older, a little bit more experience. I'm not a coach who have, I don't know, experience, but we look some different eyes. So for them, it's better, and for the clubs, it's better that at that younger age, one coach older, one coach younger. And I think that an older coach who have a family, he can better communicate with their parents, with their friends, and I think it's better for club to have that kind of stuff. One older, one who is younger to get some job or learn some job. After that, in I was happy and to work in maybe definitely there are two of three the best clubs in Serbia. I worked in Partizan before Mega, and now I work in Mega. There is also a Red Star. That three clubs, I think it's the best clubs now in Serbia. Not just because the best kids and the talented guys are in that clubs, and the people who run that clubs are specially work with basketball and know the basketball and do everything to get better. But most important thing is do you have a good gym, good facility? You have a doctor. You have some medical on the court always, physio, and you have the everything what you need to guys be better players. And when we cut and do other selection, that club and maybe I don't know, maybe some other clubs are going. They have scouts and they took and take some kids from around from other cities and take them to their clubs. And they have I don't know, apartment, lunch, meal, dinner, whatever, and they have very good position to start playing basketball on a higher level. Well, maybe I forgot to say something for that age, 12. What's important, what I saw, it's everybody in the team have a couple of guys who are taller than the other guys. But in the in 90% of the clubs, that the biggest or the tallest guy is playing on center. He's playing position 5. I'm not approving that, because we don't know how tall he's going to be for 2 or 3 years. So we must learn kids to play every position. We can't, of course, practicing with the kids in age of 12, I don't know, low post moves or I don't know, but they must, the guys who are taller or bigger than his friends, he also must play with the ball and must do a lot of dribblings and all the stuff. Who's guard and the biggest guys must play, because I think I saw it a couple of times. Kids were 13 years old. He was 1.95 meters, and he was a center in that team. He was a center next year. He was a center next year. He was a center next year, and he's 1.95 meters. Maybe he will be maybe he supposed to be a good shooting guard if we work with him to be a shooting guard from the start. But we don't do that, because he is the biggest in the team and he must play on center. We have all the I think that is a problem with the country on East and on the Balkan. We have a problem with the money. I think that in Spain, I know, I think they won all of medals in the past a couple of years. The senior team, under 18, under 16, they always get some medals. But I know that in Spain, every club are communicate. They have some base of the players, and when some kids start playing basketball, they are measured how tall he will be. They are measured two times in I don't know, 4 or 5 years, so they can maybe know in a couple of percent minus how tall he will be. But we don't have that kind of possibility, and sorry for us. But I like I said before, I think all the kids must have. We must give them a chance. And if he's too small, if he's too tall, if he's fat, if he's you never see. Maybe you saw, but Nikola Jokic at age 12 was a bunny, so little bear. So when you saw him at 12, you said to yourself, he will be a basketball player. No chance. So we must give everybody the chance. On the other selection, like I said, during from 14, 15 years, it's first strongly selection and natural selection of the players, because clubs who wants to produce good basketball players must that selection. It's very important, because you have only 12 or 14 years 14 kids in some teams, and from 12 to 14 14 kids, maybe you have, I don't know, 5 or 6 kids who are very, very talented. The other guy is not so talented basketball, but maybe they have talented to work. Maybe they have talented to move on up the other guys who are talented, but who are maybe too small in that time. They are too skinny in that time. And I think that selection is very important. And also, I think in that age, maybe because I work in Partizan and my former club Beovuk and the Mega also, I work with the kids who are 16 years or 17. We must look everything what they do, everything, because from that age we must know lots of things about them, how they going to the practice, how many minutes before practice they are coming to the gym, how they talk with the guys who work in the gym, how they talk with coaches, how they talk with I don't know, friends, what they eat. We must know everything. Through the practice, we must look at how they react during the substitute, how they react on the referee's call, how they speak with everybody, because we must we must upgrade all the stuff on the better level for them, of course, to be a better player. Because all the things, it's very, very important. I don't know, when I was a player, or maybe after that, I speak with one coach, older coach, and he asked me something. He asked me, do you want to have in your team one guy, or one player who is very talented, but he's like girl? Or do you want to have a player who is also talented, but who wants to beat with somebody, who wants to take a fight, who is a bully? I said, I don't know, coach. Maybe I want that guy who is fine, nice, but today I think that character and that people not to fight with somebody, but who have some more energy, it's better for us to work with them. So today's we also must look at them, how they going through the competition. I think maybe Aline, you hear me? Hey, you told me you work with a guy who is 14, yeah? Yeah. How many times you have a situation from a guy who may be talented, you look at him when they play 5-on-5, he's sitting in the corner and wait to somebody to give him the ball. Did you have that experience? I think everybody. Yeah. And tell me. Yeah. And I'm not okay. Now I'm continue with this before. So we have a guys who are really nice, talented, but they want to have they want competition. They just stay in the corner and wait for the ball. So we must affect to be better, to be tougher, to have some. We must have some guy in the team who can walk up and tell him, hey, come here, hey, go there, hey, pass me the ball, hey, give the ball, take the shot. Coaches do that, of course, but I love to have some kid who doing that in my team. Maybe he's not talented guy in the team, but he's talking all the way. But in that age, they first because when they are younger, they didn't play pick and roll. They play passing games. That play on the kids level. In that age, they first met with some organized defense, some organized offense, some different offense, different types of defense, and in that age, we can't just give them the ball and say, okay, play, because they're not good, because we must know what we are working on the practice, and from that practice they mustn't do that on the court. I have a lot. I have a lot of luck to work with some guys who are very talented at 16, 15, 17 years old, and sometimes I learn some things from them, like we can't push them all the time. We can't push them all the time, because I'm coach who is played basketball during the 90s, and I tell that before. 90s is the different age, different time than today. The kids today are little. I don't know how the words, but they're little nice. They're not so tough like kids during 90s. Now it's Corona time, and everybody is at her houses and all this stuff, and we have playgrounds, and every I don't know, every house is have some one playground, and but today the kids don't playing basketball at outside. They don't play basketball anymore outside, and that's a problem with us, because they don't have competition on that level like kids during 90s, but they have a lot of more information through kids during the 90s. Like I said, in that selection, they first step or first met with a couple of defense, couple of offense, a couple of I don't know. We play some side out, some other out, but how I work in this. I work on the maybe it's not good. Maybe it's good. For now, it's good, but we have a 10 practice per week, and maybe I played 5-on-5 only on one, maybe 1.5 practice from the 10. In that age, we played a lot of transition. They know lines on transition lines. They must know how can score on one-on-one. They must know how to score 2-on-2, because in that age we start playing pick and roll. And my club, and I'm definitely sure for Partizan and Red Star, we have practice 2 times per day, in the morning and in the evening. But kids are going to some sports schools that they are not in the time when they are at the gym. But lots of transition, lots of running, lots of play one-on-one, and I love to play handicap situation, 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-4, 4-on-3, 5-on-4, and on one practice I played 5-on-5, because I think that today basketball is too quick and too fast, and we must play fast. We must play fast, because attack now is 24 seconds. When some guy who is a good shooter, if he is alone at, I don't know, 5 seconds of the action, I tell him to shoot. But why we play 24 seconds if he in 5 seconds he is alone? Okay, you alone, take a shot, run back, go to the rebound. So how is basketball nearest closest to the NBA, and now we must working differently, on different way, because how they play, how they work and play on practice, on that is how they play on the game. If we doing everything fast and everything fast on the practice, we will play fast on the court when we have a game. So I think it's very important in these days to play fast, to make some fast decisions. And now his offense, it's like, I don't know, white bear. Defense can't touch him. Every touch is a foul. And in that age, we must tell them to run, play fast. After all, they must on the morning practice, of course, every day they are doing individual fundamental stuff, ball handling, all the way. Somebody who have a problem with the shooting, they do shooting. We have a practice. We have a coach who are development for the shooting, and we must get to know them better and must see who can be on the higher level, because talented guy must play more. I know sometimes, and I have that experience, talented guys sometimes are little slow. Talented guys are sometimes weak, sometimes is fat, but we must find the more minutes for the talented guys from in front of the guys who are not talented, who are just guys who is working on the court. I don't have anything against the guys who is not talented at all. When I was a player, I was not talented. I just played defense, so I was good at defense. But sorry, but today talented guys must play, and every game, I think so. Every game have some aim, and every game you must tell the talented guy on individual communication or team communication. You must tell them what to do and to try something new that you are working on the morning practice. Because if you doing some drill in the morning practice every day, and you have a game, and he don't do that on the court, so why are we practicing that? Because he don't do that. So we must encourage them to do that stuff. Sometimes they are wrong, sometimes they lose the ball, sometimes that ball doesn't go in, but that's okay, because it's, I think, and I'm really think of that. I'm sure that I don't care, and I think that people don't remember that who is a national champion in under 12, under 13, under 16, or under 17. I don't remember who was the national championship under 16 2 years ago. Okay, I remember I played in the finals against Red Star, but I don't remember. Only we remember the guys who are playing on the senior level. So if you ask me, do you want from the team, you want 2 or 3 or 5 guys to play in the senior team, and you must lost 5 games? I said I lost 5 games. But now there is other story. If you want, they must be a competitor. You must win. But talented and work and attitude, definitely you will won the game. But it's last year when little digression. Last year when I was coaching in Mega under 16 team, we won. We have 22 rounds. Our team won 21 game, and we won the game from 20 to 40 points difference. But I don't want to win someone with the 40, with the 50. I don't want that, because it's okay. It's better for you to win more and more and more, but it's better for us to try something on that game. I think on the one game, in the other half, I tell my guys in one quarter, okay, now we play without dribbling. Now we play without dribbling. The guy who is on position 5, you can play his right arm. You can't play with the right arm. You must play with the left, and every score you must take with the left. If you score with the right, you go out of the gym. So, in that situation, you must get something from that victories or from that games. And I think every game have some aim, and first aim is to be there to find and upgrade our talented guys to be a better basketball players. In that, I think in that under 16, their kids under 16, they have some. We have they're starting with the problems with the friends, because I have a ball more, you don't have a ball. I was shooting 10, you were shooting only 2, but we must know that, we must understand that, we must talk with them. And sometimes on the practice, I saw some coaches who are doing that. On the practice, we must have some model how to some guy who you want to put him in front, how we must make some model how to score and how to make a shots and how to get some more points. And we start from the practice. But it's, I don't know, maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but I think it's good, because I tell before, talented guys must play it, and talented guys must play more than the guys who are not talented. And that is all. And when they finished that under 16 team, they start playing under 19 or under 18 team. In under 16 team, just go back a little more, from 10 players who are in the team, we have 2 more players. Sometimes now in these days, always, we have 2 guys who are a little bit younger than them, who are talented but younger, and they learn also from the older players. Like I said, when you have older coach and young coach learn from the older one. So it's the same with the guys. Young guys are some learning from the big guys, from older guys, but not just to learn. You are better when you are playing with the better guys, and that is like that. Like I think you have also experience when you call some guy to come to your club, and we know that he's talented, he's good, and you call him or his parents or whatever and tell him, okay, can you go come to our club and play for us, and it's good for you, everything is good here. But sometimes they tell, oh coach, you don't have good players. I think I will go to the Red Star, Partizan, Mega Bemax. In that clubs are the best players, so I want a competition with the best players and the practice with the best players. And of course, that's correct, and it's usually like that. After when they start that junior time or under 19 or 18, we must know that that is the last step before senior team, and our practicing model or our game model must be very closest to the senior level. They must be, of course, faster, tougher, harder. We must, I think, at the 16 also, but at the 80s, we must watch how they move, how they doing screens, how they shoot also. But in that under 18 and under 19, that is the last step before we let them go to the senior team. And in that period, we have a lot of problems with the players. Not problems just player don't listen me and he don't do what I tell him, but we have players who are they are not satisfied, they are not in goodwill because we won the game. He played 15 minutes, guys on his position played 25, and he is not happy because he played only 15 minutes. But the talented guy played 25. And now you can do that. You can be David Copperfield to tell him, hey, man, it's 15 minutes. It's okay for you. It's good for you. You can tell him, hey, man, this is a guy who is on EuroLeague level, and you will be on the level in the first National League of Serbia. And because of that, he playing more than you, but you can take some friendly games and take some other games to feed them with the minutes just to be happy. Because as I said before on the start, as they are at the age of 12, when they are very young, they come to the gym happy and walk out of the gym happy. In age of under 18, they are not happy all the time, because we practice harder 2 times per day. They don't play how they want to play. They don't have minutes how they want to have minutes, and they find themselves in a situation they can't move on up. And we must know that it's difficult for them and difficult for us to handle that. But as I said before, talented guys plays, and that's it. It's no emotion. Only talented guys must play more. Of course, talented guys must have some punishment sometimes, must be have some critics. And I know some coaches, and on my luck, I'm not in that ship. Every time on practice, on the game, I didn't yell on the guy who is a 12th guy in the team, who is the last and who is the weak player in the team. I didn't yell any time on that guy. I just always have critics and yelling on the best guy in the team. And that is very important to do, because when you doing that stuff on the guy who don't play or who played only 5 minutes, he just let it go out, and you losing some guy who is in your program 2 or 3 or 4 years, who can make and be good sparring partner for the guy who are talented and who know the rules. Uh, in the now I don't want to talk about practicing mode, what I want in transition, what I want in defense, what I want in offense, because everybody have their own part, their own side of view. Basketball is a sports. There in the basketball there is no one truth. Uh, my opinion maybe is good, maybe Alin's opinion is good, maybe Coach Marcelo's opinion is good, but no one can tell I'm right, you're wrong. No, and basketball it's a sport where there is no only one truth. There is maybe two or three. Maybe he work on the other way. Maybe some other coaches work on the other way. But everybody work how they can, how they know, and give the best of them. So in that age, I think, like I said, that is the last station before senior team. And sometimes I tell the guys and tell the players that, and definitely that is the truth. We are the last coaches who are work with them to upgrade them. We are the last coaches who are worried why when are you go to bed, when did you eat, are you have a headache, are you have a problems in a school, have you have problems with the girl, are you having problems with the parents. We are the last one. In the senior team, it's all about winning or losing. And in senior team, coach in senior team, he don't care if you slept at 5 a.m. or your girl last night didn't give you something, and you I don't know, have a stomach problem. They don't. I think in senior level, it's I don't care. If I was on senior level, I don't care that. I just want professionally, and everybody wants to win the game. In the age of 18 or 19, 17, I think that as 16 also, like I said, sometimes we won, sometimes we lose, but we have some aim, and we have some things that we want to do, and that is to make players to be better and make the players for the senior level. And sometimes this year I have some I don't know, the corona in Serbia, basketball stops, I think 16 March we stopped playing basketball here, and we played, I don't know, this year our my team under 18 or under 19 whatever, we played 20 rounds of national league. We played some region league. It's called ABA League. We played under 18 in November, and we play Junior Euro League on February. This year, in my team under 19, I have a guy who had 15 years, and this guy he played for under 14 last year. He is so talented. He is so good, and this year he had 30 minutes per game for team under 18 or under 19. But I don't want to tell you now how good he is. It's no matter. But we have some game in some city in Serbia, and game before that we won the game also on the side in some city called Niš. We won the game, and that kid was the best player on the game. he scored 30 points. We won two, maybe three points. But on the other game, he was awful. He was so bad. He was lost in the space, and we lost the game. We have the last attack, and I give him the ball. I call the timeout, and I said, okay, I want him to take the ball. You have 10 seconds. I don't care. Try to score. If you see someone who is alone, give him the ball, take a shot, whatever. So he grabbed the ball, dribbling, and he had two guys in the paint. He jumped over two guys, like Michael Jordan now in Last Dance, and he wanted to score. Two guys were on the side alone, and he didn't give them the ball, and he missed the shot. We lost the game. In the locker room, and tomorrow, I don't tell him anything. He tried to score. He missed. Okay, he missed. So that's the things that things it's very, very important. After a couple of days, we talk. Maybe you have a better position to pass. Maybe he's in better option to shoot. Okay, maybe it's better. Try to do that next time. But I'm glad that he wants to take the last ball and wants to take the win. So in junior age, we are the last one coaches who work on that level. We are the last one who wants to upgrade them and on the right way, because on the senior level it's always 90% team. It's winning or losing. Coaches, we have in Romania also, in every country we have a good coaches, but coaches lost 5 games. President called coach and said, coach, I'm sorry, you lost 5 games. It's not good. You lost. Thank you very much on your cooperation. Get another coach. But I think that is not good, but not good for us. But at that age, under 19, under 18, I think winning or losing, it's of course it's important, but we must do some things for them to know how to win and also know how to lose. I wrote something to maybe to forget to tell something more. I don't know what to say more. I can talk for about 2 days, but I think that we must always be prepared for the practice. I read some book who are older. One of the older coach in Serbia wrote that I don't know 15 or 20 years ago, and in that book said coaches must be prepared for every practice. Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's super. But maybe sometimes we are humans also. Sometimes I have some problems with my wife, with my kids, with my car, with my. Sometimes we are not. I don't know. We are not right. Everything what we want to do on that practice, but we must. When we come to the gym, we must know what we want, and that is to have good communication with the guys, to upgrade them, to be better players. And I think when you have some that relationship with them, it's much better to work with them. And sometimes the people want to cross that border between coaches and the players, because when you more open with the players or players are more open with the coach, sometimes some of them want to cross that border and when somebody cross that border, you can't that's not good for the also coach and also players, because I'm definitely, like I said before, it's no emotion. I have no emotion. I love all of my players. I love to play with them. I like to watch the scouting report with them. I like to talk with them. But when you ask me from the 15 kids who is the most talented guy, or who will be maybe we don't know. We don't know who will be on the top level, because there is also on that percent of luck. So I always tell the guy who's really talented, it's talented. I like the guy who is doing everything on the court, but the talented guy is talented guy, and we must know that, and we must push the talented guy to be much better and better and better, because I know the basketball isn't just they don't play just talented guy, but when you have a talented guy or two in your team, it's not too much talented guys today in the not just in Serbia or any countries. Talented that he know to read the game, know to be one step in front of everybody. Like, I don't know, we watch games, and we watch now assist of Miloš Teodosić, or we watch Sergio Ljulj, or we watch, I don't know, one of the best guards, Vasilis Panoulis. They're the guys who can beat the other team by himself alone. They can win alone, but they can win alone on that way. The other guys must work from them. So I said, no emotion, talented guy plays, and we must know everything about them, and we must change their habit. And that is the, I think, the most tougher for us, to change their habit. And I have a guy who, I don't know, 5 months every morning I tell him to make breakfast and to eat breakfast before practice. After 5 months, he take breakfast, go to the gym, take breakfast, go to the gym. After 9 months, I asked him, "Did you take breakfast?" He said, "No, coach, I didn't have time." And so we have problems. We have good stuff. We can sing, but we must know what we want, and the system. Okay. I didn't read, Aline. Okay. Like philosophy, like I don't know. We play we play like that. Oh, okay. The we don't have a club philosophy. Our philosophy that talented guys must play, and talented guys must play. That's our philosophy. Must play. I told you before. We sometimes we punish them on that way, on the other way. Sometimes they don't play because of the punished. But like philosophy is like you see the modern basketball. If today attack is, I tell before, attack is 24 seconds, the guy, I think nobody in the future did not do anything new with the ball what Aline, Dragoljub, Marcel didn't see it before. Nobody can do anything new. But the guys are quicker, tougher, they are flying machines, and philosophy, like some club philosophy, it's just to upgrade them to be better, just to upgrade them to be better. And that is only philosophy. Because the reason why we coaching, doing our job, of course, we are doing for the money, because we want, because we love basketball. But the reason why we're doing that, it's for the players to be better, and the players can play on senior level. So that's it, philosophy. Okay, great. So that's it. 1 hour, not bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry on my English. I didn't speak English a couple of years. I'm sorry. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's good. But I didn't talk a couple of years in the past, so it's not so good. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. 70-30. 17 individual, 30 on the collective. Because, like I said, at under 16 and in the under 18 also, our main work, it's their individual technique, individual fundamental stuff they are doing all the time. And the game is just the control how we doing our practicing, or how we doing some stuff on the game. We find something that players cannot play on the game. So on the individual practice, we do that he can play that stuff on the game in the future. We have some guy a couple of years ago in club who is, I don't know, 2'5", and he's good scorer, very good scorer, but he don't want to play low post. He don't want to play low post. I think that I don't care what he like. He don't. Guy, you are 2 meter and 5. Please learn how to play on low post. We will do that every morning, because that is maybe one step from extra or super or not. So I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not. Thank you. But I tell it. I told from my experience, and some. I didn't. I didn't say the problems that we have in our country, and maybe in other country. What I know, maybe it's Romania. We have also a country. You have a problem with that, and but you can think about that, how you have a team. It's not like the greatest team like Mega, Partizan, or Red Star, and you work in some team, and you have maybe your own philosophy. How do you want to play on game? How do you want doing practice? But you find that some guy from your team working individually with some coaches that you don't know, and you don't know what's his name, you don't know what they do, and you don't know what that coach talking to them. So you can think about that, because I think in the country and now in these days, lots of coaches doing individual training, and I think it is good. It is really good. I think who can and someone who don't have practicing in the much practice in their club. I like to play. I like to see that and spoke with the people who are doing individual work. But I think that individual coach and coach who was coaching the team, must talk, and that individual coach must talk with the guy who is team coach and tell him, coach, we do that, we do that, we do that, because after that, that individual coach talked that kids because that kid don't play too much in that team, and he told him, okay, that coach isn't good, that club isn't good, and all the stuff. But I think every coach is a good coach, and everybody work on the best how they can and how they could. But I think everybody have a same problems, and we must be. We must talk everybody to analyze that and see what's the problem. Uh, I think under 18 is the time when they all things through the years before, because their first step is under 14 or under 16. Their first step with some organized defense, some other defense, switch defense, all that stuff. After that, at under 18, they, I think maybe in the first months or the second months, we saw guys who cannot, or who will be players on senior level. I think 17 years old, 16 years old, 16, 17, it's the time that we can see is he will be a player on the high level, or is he will be a player on some level, senior level, who is okay but not on the high level. Like I said, the clubs like special the clubs like yeah, yeah, because the clubs like Mega, Partizan, and Red Star, and I, I think there is maybe one club or more in Serbia. I think who is working on the high level. I think, like I said, the first aim is for us, like who is coaching, to upgrade guys to be a senior players, but not I'm interested to work with the guys who wants to be a senior players, but not just a senior players. I want them to play on the high level, and that is the main things in our job. Okay, okay. Bye, Alin. Bye, Alin. Thank you. Bye. Bye.